Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is one of the oldest requests I still have on the books. Gutter wanted me to get around with the Gaza Sea, and I've been working on that on and off for probably 2 years. Um, I finally caught a 400Q on a, Play 2 Space Rounds day, which definitely helped, because, my general procedure for working on requests is I look for the oldest thing I have at whatever cost is up. I try it. If I can't, if I start to go insane, I put it away for a while and work on the next thing I can find at that cost. So, after losing many sanity points to this, I finally got a Gaza-C round that I'm halfway happy with. Um, Basically, what changed is because the Gaza Sea has not changed. It should definitely be part of one of the festivals of buffs, like as soon as possible. But what changed is basically my philosophy of playing it. You can't. I like I've said before. I like big all or nothing attacks. I like the Jim White Dingo and its troll rifle. But you can't really run the Gaza Sea like that because the overheat on the rifle is forever and it has no other ranged weapons in mobile suit mode. You can, if you're lucky, get a run up like I was just trying to do in mobile armor mode, use the beam guns on the back, which are only available in MA mode, and get some extra damage in. But basically, uh, once its knuckle buster is overheated, the only thing it has in mobile suit mode is a beam saber, which, you know, the which I decided that was my plan was going to be ideally not taking on anything on by itself. Pair with allies, harassed with the uncharged shots because it can fire like 2 or 3 times in a row, or actually 3 or 4 times in a row uncharged, and it only takes 2 or 3 to stun. So if your aim is good, you've got a possibility there. But yeah, the reason it does a little bit better in space is it has no balancers. But if you're moving in a relatively straight line, the AMBAC level 2 skill that space compatible mobile suits get function as ersatz balancers. If you will skip your braking animation coming out of a boost, which allows you to go directly into melee like that, the same way you would with balancers on ground. So it is a little bit more capable to use in space. But yeah, you kind of have to use it in a support role at present. It is not something, because of the nature of its kit, it is not something you can really use to go in and do the stun lock combos and just solo things. It is it is definitely designed to function as part of a team, and honestly, there's still a lot of things that work better for that. But yeah, you can do okay with it if you accept its limitations and work the mid range and try to just supplement attacks and take shots at things when you have a chance. Also, yeah, just I was reminded by watching the prototype Gundam video that Salty Walty posted recently that yeah, melee works really well in space if you know your hitboxes and go above and below or below things, because yeah, you can it's harder to counter from there, and it's much easier not to bounce just because yeah, different angles. So yeah, so from above or below something, melee patterns can work out pretty well. Managed to get the kill on that Gundam. But yeah, so this round came out pretty well. I had to. I should know this by now. I had to change my philosophy of play to match the suit. Here I am trying to go on the offensive with it, which by myself, which yeah, it doesn't work. I should not have done that. And yeah, now I'm just going to kind of dive in towards anything, because I am low on health. So I'm going to die, so whatever damage I can get is a bonus. And I managed to hit 2 things, one by my lower left foot and one by my upper right shoulder with the beam saber swing. and got a knuckle buster shot off on the Isaac. So, for a last ditch attack at 81 health, I'm going to call that a success. But yeah, it definitely needs buffs. My first nomination would be, the very very minimum it needs is that the uncharged knuckle buster needs ASL, which it does not have at all. So that's that's step one. There's a lot of other things it needs. It basically, if we're in the era of additional weapon modes as sub weapons, which we seem to be, like a burst fire version of that knuckle buster would be a natural thing. I would honestly like to see it have a cannon mode where it kind of goes into Gerwalk mode to fire the shoulder guns. I'm sure I've said all of this many years ago, but the Gaza Sea has not changed in all that time. So, yeah, but yeah, just I there are a couple of times in this video where I just kind of get the tunnel vision. This is one of them where I try to get things done, and just it is not something you could advance with alone under any circumstances. Maybe a one-on-one, but yeah, I just sent sorry because I just ran face first into the enemy team and exploded. There was no good reason to do that. So yeah, just like I said, once I kind of accepted the limitations of it, I did okay. The suit itself does still need improved, but I'm just happy I finally got something with it that I don't think is a total wash, and was able to get something done. And basically the way I had to do that was to be more defensive about it and stick to my mid-range tactics, and just almost play it honestly like a Jim with a beam spray gun as much as anything else. Because there are occasions where you can get where you can get the charge shot off and it's worth it. If I think I can actually take something out, I do it a couple of times here. But for the most part, you are much better running this like a beam spray gun Jim, and not even worrying about the transformation most times, unless you are like 100% sure you can do something useful with it, which I never am. It does have, it does have the crash damage. It does have the rapid fire beam guns. Honestly, I feel like another change that could, that it could stand having would be to have those be a little bit less, what's the word? Use a little bit less heat so that you can fire them more times when you're transformed. And also, I feel like the Knuckle Buster should have separate heat gauges for both modes. That was something that the game didn't do a lot when the Gaza Sea was added. It was one of the first 2 or 3 transforming suits, I believe. So yeah, it, like I said, it needs work, but I think I did fairly well here. So I hope you like it, Gutter, and I apologize for the incredibly long wait. I got top diversion from, charging into the middle of the enemy team. But yeah, overall, I had a good team here. Did 69k damage, got 6 kills and 4 deaths, and I'll take it. That is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. Yeah, I think of everything I have on my request queue, this is definitely the hardest one. The other ones just, are going to come down to the time, you know, me finding the right cues, the right round, the right moment. But yeah, this one was the one that I think had dogged me the hardest, and this is just yeah, that this is I'm happy to have that out in the world now.